Okay, so tell me about how Unrobe started.
Hi, Daan.
Yeah, still just hi. How are you, Daan?
Oh, I'm great. How are you?
Okay.
Sorry.
So, first question.
Yeah.
Tell me about how Unrobe started.
How Unrope started? Like you really mean what we did to make it happen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Or like why you started.
Why? I'm in fashion for like 10 years now.
Okay.
I was a buyer, in the end head of buying. So I was 2 weeks abroad each month.
Okay.
In India, China, Indonesia. Okay. So I've seen a lot of things, like good things, bad things. I haven't seen child labor, but I've seen a lot of pollution and a lot of dye houses which were like no safety measures were taken, and all the dye stuff was going into the soil and the rivers and stuff like that. And the people who were working there were quite young, didn't know that they had to wear a mask, and they were just like mixing the dye stuff all the time. So that shocked me quite a bit. Then after 8 years, I moved to Indonesia, and I started working for the biggest production agency of Indonesia.
Okay.
So worked for the major brands like Hugo Boss and Calvin Klein Jeans and Ralph Lauren. And what we did over there, we had an eco laundry.
Okay.
So we were full circular. We recycled everything, also the dye stuff, and then in the end, the water was filtered, so it was very clean, and that really admired me in terms of sustainability.
Right.
So then I thought, okay, I should start a company which is sustainable, who can do stuff like that, make a better place, make it better for the world. And next to that, the brands like Ralph Lauren and stuff, they were squeezing me a lot on the buying price, because they had to have that shirt for 99 in the shops, 109 wouldn't sell.
Right.
So then in the end, if I didn't go lower with my price, they would take it to Vietnam. So I said I take it, then I went to my suppliers and I squeezed them out. And in the end, the smallest, the poorest in the chain. Yeah. So then I thought, okay, why not just cutting out all those middlemen who are earning on the product, cut them out, invest in the quality, in sustainability, and then sell for a commercial price.
Nice. And so where are you based? So like you are in Amsterdam, but where are your factories and all of that based?
Our factories are in Portugal, Barcelos and Vila do Ondo,
Okay.
and in Florence, Italy.
So all in Europe.
Yeah, all in Europe, yeah.
Nice.
Doesn't mean that there aren't good factories in Asia.
No, of course not. But no, it's more locally, because I guess sustainability is quite important.
Sustainability is important. The lead times are much smaller, so you can just act more close to the market. Obviously, we don't have like samples made, pre-sales. We just can develop a style, see what's in the market now, and 2 months later we have it in our own website.
Which usually is like 18 months or something is the turnaround time, right? Okay, so who would you say are your target audiences? Take your time.
You. Now, our target audiences are actually millennials.
Okay.
So between 18 and 35 years old. Why is that? Because we are a brand which wants to bring fashion, things which are on trend. Now, millennials obviously are much more attracted to that. Sustainability is also what's really going on now. Our generation is much more interested in where's the product come from, what is in it, who made it, sustainability. So that mix, I think, is really our target customer. Yeah.
And
but we also sell to people of 55.
Of course.
My father.
But what does Unrobe as a brand want to achieve? In any term, like
our mission is dressing people by undressing the industry. So what we want to do is undress the industry from its bad habits. So sustainable products, ethical production, taking care of the people who are behind the product. No pollution, so no chemicals used, no pesticides used. On top of that, we want to calculate what we can do to save comparing to the industry standard. So our factory is going to work on solar panels, for example. And we want to calculate, if you buy a product with us, what you save on CO2 emissions, what you save on water, what you save on chemical use.
And you want to tell this to your customer?
To the customer. Nice. Be fully transparent, so we're busy with that, to calculate all those things. So that we want to do on sustainability, but we also want to show that sustainable clothing can be fashionable, can be cool. It's still in the perception of people it's a bit boring and ugly and stuff like that. We just want to show it's like the same kind of fabrics. It's only
you can do good while wearing it as well.
True. And we just want to become a big brand. That's also
that's also a good
that's
thing.
That's also a thing.
Okay, so how do you communicate with your customers?
Via social.
Social media?
Yeah. So I think we now got something with Instagram. It's not like your Instagram, obviously, but it's growing now quite rapidly.
So wait, how many months it's been almost a year you've had the company, right?
Yeah, we launched in end of August 2017.
Yeah. So it's like 9 months, 8 months.
8 to 9 months. Yeah. So we communicate. There's a lot to do with Instagram. Obviously, with stories are getting more important. You now have a shoppable feature on it. There are a lot of people are talking on the website via the chat.
Okay. So you have a live chat on your website?
Yeah, we have a live chat. So this morning I had someone who was just interested in what we were doing. We have newsletters, obviously. We have a Facebook page. We started now with Pinterest and Tumblr, also to be really on the platforms where our customer is.
Okay.
So that's about it. And we have a news page on the factory on the web page, which will be full with interviews, like we hit the national newspaper, the Telegraph, the press things, interviews. When we're starting a new pop-up store, so we really want to take our customer along on our quest.
Amazing. And so, what marketing strategies or methods do you most use? Tell me all your secrets now. Or the ones you use that have actually like benefited, because I know you.
Now, obviously, I'm gonna be honest. Like, it's ideal to be a sustainable company. It's also a marketing thing. It's really on trend. When I thought about this concept, it wasn't not really there yet, but in the food industry it was. Like marked with a Q, for example. Transparency is getting more important. So in terms of marketing strategy, I think it's just our mission and our brand name. Our brand name is our mission. You wear the vision. So a lot of people are actually doing our marketing
by wearing
it and telling about it.
So like you would say word of mouth is important. One of your biggest.
Yeah, that's really important. Obviously we do SEA and SEO, social advertising.
SEA and SEO.
Yeah, SEA.
Oh,
SEA. Sorry. Yeah, we say that SEA.
Right, SEA and SEO. Right.
Yeah. So we do that like on a daily basis, obviously. Then we also, for example, we launched via Kickstarter, which already brought some rumor about the brand. We made during the Fashion Week a guerrilla marketing video. So we put our model over there at the fashion week in Amsterdam, and we had all these bad things like pollution on his t-shirts.
Okay.
And he was undressing himself of the bad habits.
Oh,
And
nice.
that was quite
like a statement.
Like a statement.
Awesome.
And then because the theme of the fashion week was also sustainability, so we made a movie of that and we plugged it, and it was quite well publicated. Yeah, we are just busy with press releases, parties. Like we're now collaborating with Dopper, which is of the water bottles.
Yeah.
So it's not really one thing. We're
So
just
it's
doing
a
like
lot
a
of-
bunch of things, and we just need to be there, here. Like for example, the Hoxton is in the perception of our target customer. In Amsterdam is a cool, trendy place.
A lot of millennials come here.
A lot of millennials come here. It's international, so yeah, we place here to shoot.
So you would want to make an international as well?
Yeah. And obviously we work with influencers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Not to forget about that.
I would say.
You know what it means, an influencer? Or you never heard of?
What is that? Okay, so this is a little roundup question in the sense of what we just spoke about.
Yeah.
So, do you prefer the traditional marketing methods? So you said like press and like commercials and stuff, or do you prefer digital marketing?
Yeah.
I mean, by the hear of it, I think it's digital, but
Yeah, it's digital.
and why? But why?
I think you can be much more creative in a way because we have no budget for marketing actually. So
Because you guys are a startup.
yeah, and you really have to think of nice ideas or collaborations to put your brand on the map, instead of just making a campaign and put it in all the abris through the city. I don't believe that's really what our target audience is attracted to. So yeah, I guess collaboration, for example, is really important. Like Dapper, everybody in Holland knows Dapper. They do like 15 million euros a year in these bottles. They've asked us to collaborate. So yeah, then it will take our level up a
Higher
notch, you
as
know?
well.
Yeah. So I believe more in those kind of things. Like
So more digital, more collaboration.
yeah, and SEA, for example, we have to do it, but it's not really. I don't like it because it's for me.
Not as authentic?
Yeah, it's for me too analytic.
Okay. Too data driven.
Yeah, too data driven, which is really important. But someone else in our company is doing that.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're like, no, I'd rather create.
I rather create. Yeah. But I know as an e-commerce company, it should be data driven, and it's really the future.
Yeah.
Like Google is doing, like all these trend analysis and stuff.
Okay. So next, which so far, even if it's only been 9 months,
Yeah.
has been your most memorable campaign you've done so far in your brand? The one where you're like, yes, that made a difference for our company.
I think our campaign for Black Friday was really something which was a collaboration with a Mexican photographer.
Okay.
And yeah, you can find it on our website, but it was about cheap clothes come at a price. Black Friday, someone's gonna pay for it.
Right.
And the image was two boys in Bangladesh in a factory. So we just shut down on Black Friday, and we
So you
just
didn't actually do sales on it?
no, we just showed that image. And it was also like the old-fashioned advertising on a big mast near Schiphol.
Oh.
They viewed it on that because Interbest is. I know some people over there, so they viewed it. There was really something, I think, very intelligent campaign.
Okay.
Which
So
I was
you used
proud
like
of.
a traditional method but made it in a more digital way.
Yeah. So So that was and then we've made it to the national newspaper.
Oh, amazing!
So
with that campaign?
No. That was just with our story.
The campaign would have also added a little more spice. But sure. Okay, so again, what are some of the best marketing decisions you've made as a brand that you kind of vetted? But like, if you had to rate top 3, like yes, that was I would say Black Friday one is a good one. But
I think the good thing is when we have, for example, the pop-up store, I always ask to people, do you know the brand? Most of the time they say no. Sometimes they say yes. And sometimes they say, yeah, I heard about it.
Okay.
Something with dressing people, or that's a payoff which people remember. It's easy to understand.
Right.
I also think when a brand name has like, how do you say, 2, like Nike, on rope.
Syllables.
Yeah. Like 2, it's the best. Like 4 to 6 characters, you just remember it. So I think that already made our company in marketing way very easy. It's our mission, it's our vision, easy to understand. And at the beginning, because we are guys from fashion and we are not really wearing branded.
Yeah.
So at the beginning we were thinking, okay, what are we going to do, branded or non-branded? And then we made a decision which was a bit against our own feeling, but we should make it branded. Yeah. Because now people are saying, yeah, Daan, I saw yesterday like 3 people were wearing it. I saw it there. And when
when you can recognize it,
then people are thinking, maybe they didn't buy yet, but that's going to be something, you know?
Yeah, and that's also a really good like social media tactic, because if a friend of yours sees it somewhere, they take a photo and tell you or post it or something and share it.
Exactly. And I think what we have done good, like there are a few influencers or famous Dutch people from television. I don't know whether you know them, but Tim Hofman or Victoria Koblenko, they are.
I've seen them on your profile.
Yeah. So they really, we don't pay them or anything, but they're really fans of the brand, and they just wear it without tagging. Yeah. So
it looks normal. They're
it looks normal.
We do it on a daily basis.
Exactly, and he really likes it.
Yeah.
And if there was no brand name, nobody would know where. It could be H&M or Gucci or whatever. So I think that was a really strong decision.
Yeah.
And what I think is what we've done right, but what we have to improve is the sustainability. So what I told you before, like really calculating what you save, what is your impact, and what's the impact comparing to the traditional brands.
Right.
And just so that on one side, and to be even more transparent. So really with interviews of me and my partner and employees, and more show people behind the brand, because we are not doing that too often yet. But I think it will keep people really. People want to know. People want to see what's going on in a company. So we have to improve on that.
But when you do market, do you keep sustainability as a forefront, or like, wait, we're a clothing brand who is sustainable, or you're like, we're a brand of sustainable clothes?
It's actually a bit both. Like now, for example, if I'm in the store, because then I know how a customer reacts. I don't know what they do on the web.
Yeah.
I really have to tell I cannot wait until the guy or girl takes something out and fits it on.
Right.
I always have to tell the story, and they say, "Oh, really cool story." And then they try, and then they feel the quality, and they like the colors, and then they like, fit it on, and they buy it. Yeah, the conversion rate is very high then. If I don't say anything, they don't know where this stands for, so then they don't buy it.
So you would say you don't push the sustainability message to an outsider, so to speak.
No,
so if someone researches
I have to. Like,
like right now. Is it getting pushed, or is it brand first and then sustainability?
Now it's really sustainability first.
Okay.
But obviously
It's
we
a brand.
want to turn it around. So that you really think, okay, this dress I like, this sweater I like, this hoodie I like, this t-shirt. And then with the story behind it, it's 100% buy.
Okay.
So we want to turn it around.
So you want to actually turn the mindset of your target audience around.
Yeah. So, for example, it's very funny because you're a sustainable brand. The community who is vegan or who's busy with sustainability, you have as a customer immediately.
Right.
Unless you're not honest,
Right.
because they're smart enough.
They do their research.
Yeah, but okay, we're honest, transparent, so immediately they engage. But the normal people, the people who are not in that sustainability yet, it's difficult to catch.
Right.
Like, because our collection is too limited. We just have a few t-shirts and just a few sweaters. So now we're busy with investments, and then in September 1st we have our own flagship store.
Amazing.
We made a deal last week. So that's really exciting. And we have a big collection planning, like 60 to 70 styles.
Okay.
And then like we should still engage the vegan group, but we also should have which is a much bigger group, also attract. So both sides. If someone likes sustainability, he buys. When he likes fashion, he buys.
Right.
When he likes both, it's 100% match. So.
Perfect. Okay, if you were to give advice to someone starting today, for a sustainable fashion brand, what would you say to them? Last question. I mean, you started 9 months ago. If someone had to give you advice 9 months ago to be like, that's something you should watch out for.
Yeah, well, there are a lot of hurdles to take. I would advise just to start.
Okay.
Not writing your business plan over and over and over and over again, because you're gonna make mistakes anyway, and you have to try by learning.
And if it was
learn by trying.
And if it was to give advice in your sustainable / marketing strategy aspect, what would you say to be go strong on that?
Be transparent. Just show whatever you do, because people want to know about it. They have the internet, so you cannot fool them around. And I think it will create a bond with your customer from the beginning, and they keep loyal to you, unless you stay true and honest, you have to be true and honest. And what I would suggest else, find a reliable supplier who really believes in your concept, because we got kicked out of our factory, our first factory, because the quantities were too low, and he said, okay, I'm too busy. While we made a whole brand movie over there, etc. Now we found a new factory, which is even better, so that's fine in the end. But
so just keep going.
Keep going, yeah.
Keep trying.
And you get a lot of headache, and a lot of times you think, Jesus, what the fuck am I doing?
Right.
But just go. Sorry.
No, it's perfect.
Just keep going and believe in your concept and your ideals, and then I really believe that short term or long term, you will succeed.
Well, thank you.
You're so welcome.